Tomorrow, the Ethics Committee will start its investigation into the ongoing SNC-Lavalin corruption scandal. And it's an occasion for Justin Trudeau, once and for all, to end the cover-up, and it's an opportunity he must seize. He shut down the Justice Committee investigation. He refuses to call a public inquiry, and he is keeping the gag order in place on the former Attorney General, who Canadians know has more to say on this scandal. Clearly, this is a Prime Minister with something to hide. Indeed, the great lengths he has gone to silence Ms. Wilson-Raybould and other key witnesses from his office confirm Justin Trudeau's involvement in the scandal is far worse than Canadians know. Over the weekend, the Liberals began a coordinated campaign from MPs to ministers to say both Ms. Wilson-Raybould and former Treasury Board President Jane Philpott should speak. So there is now consensus on both sides of the House that both former ministers should be able to speak freely about their involvement in the SNC-Lavalin affair. Therefore, I call on the following from the Prime Minister as it relates to the upcoming Ethics Committee investigation. First and foremost, he must allow it to proceed and he must cooperate with it. His unilateral shutdown of the Justice Committee investigation was one of the most blatant abuses of power we have ever seen. He cannot do this again. Second, he must extend the privilege and cabinet waiver to Ms. Wilson-Raybould and Ms. Philpott so they can speak freely about all events, as Liberals now apparently want them to. Since this scandal broke 6 weeks ago, every single excuse and defense Justin Trudeau has used to cover up this scandal has been completely debunked. First, he said the story was false and that nobody ever pressured Ms. Wilson-Raybould to get involved in the SNC-Lavalin prosecution. We now know that's not the case. Then he tried to blame it on Scott Bryson, claiming that SNC-Lavalin had nothing to do with Ms. Wilson-Raybould's removal and that if Mr. Bryson hadn't resigned, she'd still be Attorney General. His most recent excuse, that he interfered to save 9,000 jobs, has been widely and thoroughly debunked by none other than the CEO of SNC-Lavalin himself. Justin Trudeau is out of excuses. His only option is full transparency. He must finally end the cover-up.
Monsieur Scheer, vous êtes un ancien président de la Chambre des communes, donc un expert de la procédure. Est-ce que vous avez l'impression, vous, que Mme Philpott, Mme Wilson-Raybould pourrait parler librement en Chambre? Et est-ce que ça devrait être une option?
This is clearly a coordinated communications attempt over the last few days for the Liberals to put this impossible situation on these MPs where they're being told on the one hand, get up and speak about things, on the other hand, that they're not waiving the obligation, Justin Trudeau's not waiving the cabinet confidence aspect of the oaths that they've taken. They've taken oaths as Privy Councillors and as members of cabinet. Justin Trudeau's waived that in the past. He's allowed Ms. Wilson-Raybould to speak about that very narrow window, but he's not waiving it for all the events that happened after the 14th. So if they really want us to believe that they want the truth to come out, if Justin Trudeau truly has nothing to hide, then he'll make it official. He will send a letter to Ms. Wilson-Raybould and now Ms. Philpott, allowing them to complete their testimony to speak freely and openly.
What's the penalty if you speak in the House, having taken the oath? What's the penalty? What's going to happen to them?
Well, you know, when I take oaths, it's serious. It's a matter of conscience for me. It's not something that I would break. There are clearly consequences to people's reputations when they've taken oaths. So we're saying don't put them in that position. If you've really got nothing to hide, why put Ms. Philpott and Ms. Wilson-Raybould in the position where you're challenging them to break oaths that they've taken? Make it official. Waive the privilege, waive the issues around cabinet confidences, and allow them to testify. So all eyes will be on the Ethics Committee tomorrow as this investigation gets started. And we will know if Justin Trudeau shuts down the ethics investigation, we will know that all the comments of the last 48 hours have been lies, that they don't actually want the truth to come out, that they're not interested in hearing the rest of the story. They are just trying to muddy the waters and distract Canadians from the scandal.